What's up, YouTube? Today we're gonna react to how police chase, uh, how police caught the smartest killer in Florida. So, without further ado, let's go to the video.
18 other names over the past 25 years.
And maybe too, that you've been saying this for so long, you probably done a lot of stuff since that time.
On May 12th,
Why the brightness is low? So, let me increase it first. Yeah, that's better.
This is 50-year-old Jennifer Sybert, caught on CCTV footage throwing a bat.
Bro, girls, how do we know their age? She doesn't look like 50.
Away, but it is the
50?
This is 50-year-old Jennifer Sybert, caught on CCTV footage throwing a bag away, but it is the contents of such a bag that make this case horrifying. Later on, when questioned, she presents herself as Jennifer, but in reality, the actual Jennifer is already dead, and this woman has stolen her name and 18 other names over the past 25 years.
Killing other person and taking their identity is crazy. It's not crazy, it's terrifying. It is terrifying.
Since you've had this alias for so long, you've done a lot of stuff. Probably that time.
On May 12, 2018, a mother of three vanished without a trace after closing Tangle's hair salon, and the last person to see her was her co-worker, the so-called But what they were about to walk into was unlike anything they had seen in their careers.
She bit your dad in the leg? She bit your dad in the leg?
Is an investigation that peels back 25 years of deception, violence, and a trail of victims across 14 states, leading detectives to a crime so meticulously planned that they'll even begin to question whether the woman sitting across from them is an active serial killer.
I think you're going to find out that there's a lot more in the last 20 years that nobody knows about.
May 12th, 2018, Yulee, Florida. Jolene Cummings, a 34-year-old mother of two, is working at the Tangle's hair salon. Her shift is fully booked until 5 p.m. The last person to see her is her colleague at the salon, Jennifer Sybert, and when she waves her goodbye, she doesn't know that this is the last time anyone will see Jolene. On May 14th, Monday morning, roughly 40 hours after the disappearance, police received a phone call from Ann Johnson, Jolene's mother. She is reported missing, and the case is assigned to Detective Wayne Harrington from the Nassau County Sheriff's Office. Little did this detective know that what started as a routine missing person case would become a relentless hunt for a killer who had been on the loose for over 25 years. As in any missing persons case, the first thing police do is call Jolene's cell phone.
Where the dude background is, it is the window display. Why he choose that?
Pull bank records and check her social media accounts. But there is zero activity. Her beige Ford Expedition is also missing. Harrington notes that she could have left voluntarily, but leaving her children unattended on Mother's Day seems like a major red flag. To find out more, the investigators visit Tangle's hair salon to speak with her co-workers, including a woman named Ann Morgan.
She come there and apply for the job. She come there and apply for the job, and that's how I know her ever since she works there about 5-6 years now. That's how I become to know her.
named Jason G.
Yes.
Jason G.
Yes.
Was she seeing him currently, or was that a former
Where is she
boyfriend?
from?
Former
The
boyfriend.
son is gone, just killed.
You
Former
also are aware
boyfriend.
that she was separated from her husband, Jason Cummings. Is that correct?
Correct.
For some period of time,
Correct.
she had been keeping records, and she had, I think, like a bag of records that she carried with her.
Yes, she had everything they say or they text. She always keep all those records. She told me for the court.
She told me for. Would she bring those records with her?
Always.
Carry them around with her?
Always.
Investigators already found out that Jolene has a boyfriend named Jason Gee and a husband, Jason Cummings, with whom she was separated. The crucial thing On mentions to Detective Harrington is how Jolene recorded and carried every bit of the conversation, as if she were paranoid and worried about something. She would take every...
Wait.
She would take every...
So, these both are friends. And this guy in a blue shirt's wife is the killer. So why are they investigating them?
Break to read and study that evidence. Both the Jasons would become the focus of this investigation. But the truth behind Jolene's disappearance was far stranger than what they first thought. Soon after, Jason Cummings, the ex-husband himself, would appear in front of the Nassau County Sheriff's Office. Whether he's willing to cooperate or this is an elaborate ploy, Detective Harrington sits down with him for an interrogation. But what he tells about Jolene's private life will send the investigation in a direction no one expected.
When's the last time that you saw Jolene?
Past Sunday, it was a Sunday.
It wasn't this past Sunday, it was a Sunday
6 or so.
prior.
At 6 o'clock.
6 or so. At 6 o'clock, my 6 o'clock.
That February, I
And
found
when
out
next
she was in a long
that
day.
February, I found out this particular room. And I think his name was Clay Cup.
And I kind of sent her some text messages, just not
I kind of sent her some text messages, just not from
get it together. Stop being junkie. Get his raised.
stop being junkie.
If you look up
Yeah, kids
my
raised.
and junkie, she used to really take the same exact
She used to
message.
take the same exact
Put a
word.
junction on me, just like I did it to her.
He might
And
be
all
Put a
her
junction on me, just
I don't
like
just trying to tell her, hey,
and all
type
I
one.
want is,
Yeah, this is the reason why I left her, because she would.
this right here is what you want.
And hopefully she's just took her trouble and she wants to go on
And hopefully she's just
I don't know per se
she does. I don't know per se that she does.
There's no one for being
Jason appears fully cooperative and relaxed in the interrogation room. Something rare for suspects. But what he says makes Harrington suspicious. Jason is the first one to suggest she might have had a drug problem. And it seems that he had a deep conflict with Jolene over text. But for now, they need to pinpoint Jason's location.
location.
Got a boy named Chris Hill,
Yeah, me and him.
lives in Jacksonville.
if I wait to investigation, even if I'm not the like even if I didn't do nothing, I'd be so nervous they will suspect me immediately.
I went over to his
It's
house.
amazing how he's calm.
Actually, his girlfriend's house.
I went over to his house. Actually, his girlfriend's house.
She came park for
About 4 hours.
me and the kid and Chris and his son walked around.
Me and the kids and Chris and his son walked
And I
around
went home
for an
about,
hour. And I was
I want to say between 3 or 4, about 6:20, 6:25. I texted her, look,
about 6:20, 6:25.
said, can you get the kids off at your mom? Let me know, because usually she's running late, she'll tell me.
Let me know, because usually if she's running late, she'll tell me. Like, can you please drop the kids off at mom's?
Bro, I can't hear you.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm running
I'm
late.
just trying to read the subtitles as fast as I can.
I'll wait about
About
another 10 minutes and
I went to her mom's house.
to see if she was over there.
She was home.
That's when I found out. I think they're trying to get over the wrong way. And nobody's talked to her.
Jason provides a strong alibi for the time at which Jolene disappeared. Later, detectives would contact his friend Chris Hill to find out whether this alibi is true. And oftentimes, this is exactly where the suspect's story can break.
Yeah, we probably left here at like 2:15 or 2:30. We were here 45 minutes, an hour tops.
Okay.
And so we met down the end of the road about 1:30. We got down, we left here by 2:30 at the latest to go to the flea market.
Okay.
So he was going to go, and he said he was going to make his boys some dinner, cook them some pork chops. We talked probably about 10 minutes after that, and he left. I was there probably 20, 30 minutes longer.
So what time would you estimate that he left there? Y'all parked.
3:45 to 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Jason's alibi is exactly confirmed by his friend, and considering his cooperative nature, including that he allowed full permission to his phone and car, for now, he appears innocent. But what he actually says next might completely change the nature of this investigation, and show detectives an entirely different reason for Jolene's disappearance. But before we continue, a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, FreeCash. If you've been looking for a genuine, over 5,000 offers just by sharing your link with friends.
Me personally, I noticed
What did you say?
don't want to grow, don't want to be found. One of the walls out, and now she's got all this his own responsibility. I've lived with her, I was married to her, and I've seen this happen a dozen times. Seen her, and what do you mean, seen what happened? She disappeared for a few days. Okay. It had been a few days, and I eventually Paul would come in and say, hey, you're here.
Chris would also confirm what Jason said in his interview.
Did you and he ever have any discussions prior to recently about troubles that he was having with his wife?
Yes, sir. He didn't reveal a whole lot, but I do know that one of the reasons he was divorcing Jolene was because she would go missing for a couple days at a time.
How that makes
several days at a time.
How did you know that? When did you discuss
We
it?
talked about it at work, like as it was happening.
According to both witnesses, this isn't the first time Jolene went missing.
Is she dead right now? Or is she just missing?
However, the police had never been called before, and she had never abandoned her children like this. Since Jason Cummings was cleared, the next person of interest becomes Jason Gee, who is the current boyfriend of Jolene. However, unlike the husband, Gee is not so cooperative as he goes on the run. Nobody knows where he is, and he has also turned off his phone. This makes Jason Gee a prime suspect in this case. Just later that same day, police would find Jason Gee hiding inside an abandoned house under cardboard boxes. He is immediately arrested for violating a prior probation warrant and brought in for questioning. And unlike the husband, who was cleared immediately, this interrogation quickly becomes much more intense.
Yeah, I've seen that. Sheriff said. Hey, wait here, something. Sheriff's office. You hear?
His head is scary, like, what if he, like, boom? The officer. Look.
This interrogation quickly becomes much more intense.
Yeah, I've seen that. Sheriff said.
Look,
Hey, wait here, something. Sheriff's office. You're here on a probation violation. Okay, that's what you're asking for. You are in custody. You're not free to leave. I want to talk to you about something else. Have you heard of Jolene is missing?
Yeah, I wish I could help, but anyway, last time I seen her was a night we got an argument. I talked to her. Last time I talked to her was 3:57. I looked on the text. 3:57 on Saturday. That's what we were talking. I love it, man.
Let me do this because I want to talk to you about that if you want to talk to me, okay? In order to do that, I need to read your rights. I want you to know you're not charged in any way with her being missing.
Like Jason Cummings, Gee becomes immediately defensive. Detective Harrington knows that this is exactly how guilty suspects behave, seeking to profess innocence before they are even asked. Once they read him his rights, he continues talking.
And, do y'all live together? Or?
We did, I just like within the last couple weeks we were arguing, and it was like something just always thinking I was messing with somebody else.
Is that what y'all find? Because I knew there was an incident a week or so ago where I think it was last Wednesday. Is that right? Where you were at the house and it was argument, commotion, and you left before the police got there. Was that what y'all were arguing about that day?
I mean, it was over. She was always accusing me. And she was sitting there telling me that song about some girl, Christy Jackson, and I don't even know Christy Jackson. And we were arguing about it, and I was trying to get her to tell me where she getting this from, because, I mean, none of it's true.
Detectives have already interviewed Jolene's babysitter, Tanya Nelson, while on the search for Jason Gee. And while her story partly confirms what he just said, she will reveal a crucial detail, one which Jason Gee chose to hide.
Well, it was funny because at the time, I didn't think of anything of it. I just thought it was some idiot saying, "Hey G." That's how he...
They're interviewing her through phone. Or what's going on?
Answered the door, like, you're an idiot, you know? We're 30-something years old, you're talking like this, you know? And he's like, the babysitter's here, dude. I was like, okay, weird. I have no idea who this guy is. Couldn't even pick him out in the lineup if I tried, because I just kind of looked and I was like, I thought this man who answered the door was Jason Gee. Well, some guy walks around the corner and he went, are you the babysitter? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, Tanya? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, this is for you. And he handed me the check that I was talking about. And this was the first time she'd ever paid me this way. And in my mind, he was really fidgety and really like, I think he was using. I've seen it before. I've used before. I've been clean for 5 years. I know. More or less, they just got into a fight, and then he started throwing things at her. There. The boys were crying.
Okay, now who started throwing things?
Jason Gee started throwing things at her, and the boys were crying. So that's when she told me she called the cops, and I said, do you need me to come get the boys? Mm-hmm. This was again Thursday, and she said no.
Do me a favor. Let me hold your hands up like this. Okay. Flip them for me.
There's nothing.
You got some scratches on your wrist and everything. Tell me about those.
Dog I play with at the house. That's it.
Who's got a dog? You got some scratches there too.
That was looks like from the dog.
Okay. You got any other injuries on you? What is that on your
I don't know. It's been there a while. It's just a red spot. It's like
okay. I don't think that issues.
You don't have a dog.
The witness.
You know why? I don't know. I don't think he had it. He have a dog. He has a dog.
Interview, together with the marks, paints a disturbing picture of domestic abuse. In fact, Jolene had also filed an injunction against Jason Gee just the day before her disappearance. She had also secured a lawyer that same Friday to handle a Child Protective Services investigation opened after the May 9th incident. Jolene was actively trying to get Jason Gee out of her life, and then she vanished. The only way out for him now is to prove his alibi, but even that will end up being shaky, to say the least. The next few minutes of interrogation, we discover that, conveniently, Jason Gee's phone is missing, and he has no idea where he left it. The only witnesses to his alibi are close family members, such as his...
He threw it. Okay, let me tell you what he did on his phone. He threw it. Burn it. Because it's an evidence. It's evidence, right? Sorry.
Father, Jimmy, and cousin Travis Pastors. No CCTV, no purchase receipts, no people outside his family to confirm his location during the critical window, unlike the ex-husband. Seeing the inconsistencies, Detective Harrington has finished asking questions and is about to confront Jason Gee with exactly what he thinks happened.
And listen to this interview, like I told you, these cameras are for real. Your story's making no sense.
Oh, well, I didn't even know it.
It's time for you to come clean and tell us what you did with her.
I didn't know it.
Then where's your phone?
It's at my cousin's and my dad's.
Which one is it?
Ever since I've had this warrant, I've had my battery taken off my phone. No, I haven't got it. But this is the only one time you hadn't seen it in 3 days. I never said
Getting in
it.
chains.
Get your attorney and watch it. This is your opportunity here to clear your name and your acting like this jackass. Y'all have been dicks. I have done the things. I didn't know y'all
You said you love those kids. Okay? You said you loved her. If my love was missing, I'd be blowing on constantly.
I didn't know she was listening to yesterday at 3 o'clock.
How many times have you called her after that?
She the ones my text messages, no, that's all. I just call her and tell you right.
Instead of confessing, Jason Gee does the opposite and chooses the help of a lawyer, which immediately ends the interrogation. But this isn't nearly enough to answer all the questions the detectives have as to what happened to Jolene. And as we would later see, the culprits behind this disappearance are much more sophisticated and sadistic than detectives initially suspected.